We all had an early vision of what our lives would look like, and then life actually happened. From marriage to motherhood, career dreams, and everything in between, this is Life Actually with Mary Bell. Welcome back to Life Actually with Mary Bell and Yvette Peguero. She is the owner of Evie's Cleaners, which is a cleaning service. Yes, but I feel like it's so much more. We learned a lot about your upbringing, a little bit of your Latina background. And I think really, truly at this point, my favorite thing about you is that you are just a go get it done kind of gal. And those are my favorite people in life.
Thank you.
So what I would love to know is we know if you watched part one, if you didn't, you're going to want to go do that. We know like a little bit basic of your school history and then your sales in HR from Verizon to life insurance. So where I know in the original intro that there was a massive layoff, but I'll let you talk about that and tell us where Evie's Cleaning came from.
Yeah. So I then switched my career from sales into human resources. I started working as like an external recruiter and then made my way into internal recruiter. So like started at a staffing agency and then made my way into working for an actual company as their in-house recruiter. And that's where my last position was before the layoff happened. I was working for a publicly traded company and I was the internal recruiter searching for salespeople. So it was all relative, and I was killing it. To be honest, if I'm keeping it a buck, I was doing great. I was, bringing on people all the time. I recently got like a, small promotion within the organization, and literally, I'll never forget it. It was like the second Wednesday, I think, of July 2022, and I just dropped my kid off to camp, and I'm driving back, and I get a ping from my CHRO, which is the Chief Human Resource Officer. And super nice guy. Like normally a ping wouldn't bother me, but I just felt that pit.
Oh, yeah.
I felt that in my stomach. I was like, what the fuck did I do? Like immediately I was like, wait, like all the crazy thoughts in my head went off. I was like, what did I do? What did I send? Did I send a weird email? I don't remember doing anything weird. I don't know what's going on. Why is he messaging me? So, all these many thoughts happened in a matter of like 5 seconds, right? Because I'm like, immediately I spiral. I was like, what happened? And I just had like this sinking feeling. I was like, am I going to lose my job today? But why would I lose my job? What's going on? Sure enough, I jump on a call, a Google Meet, and they're like, we all just came back basically from like a president's meeting, essentially, like the week before or the couple of days before. And they had just brought on a new CRO and a new CEO. And it was a little bit writing on the wall, but it was a matter of like, I didn't know when, or I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be me. I'm killing it at work.
Right.
And he was basically like, yeah, it's just at total random. And it was almost 100 people that day that got laid off. And I was obviously upset. And what I really was more upset about was that I liked my team, because I had so many troubles and trials of like, working with different organizations, not really gelling with the team, not really liking my manager, right? And like just kind of grinding through it and getting through to the other side of it. And like here I was, and I remember like saying out loud like weeks before, man, I really like my manager. I really like my team. It's such a good spot. I could see myself here for a while. And sure enough, the rug was pulled out from under me.
Jeez. Was there like a package or anything that was like to soften the blow of losing your job?
Yeah, so they allowed us to finish off 2 more weeks of working as an employee, and then they gave us a severance package. So, And let me tell you something. Let me tell you the type of person I am, because this got brought up even at my departure. I worked my last 2 weeks. I was committed. I liked my job.
Instead of just coasting, you mean?
I could have coasted and been like, well, F this, F that, F you, and been out and just collected my check and just whatever. No, I worked. My last week of being there, I was a recruiter. I was recruiting salespeople. I onboarded 5 new salespeople. My last week, my last 2 days.
For that same company?
For that same company.
So they're letting you go and
but I'm onboarding people. Wow. See how that works?
That's integrity, though. That speaks a lot to
That's who
core.
I am.
Yeah.
If I'm going to see it through, I see it through.
I just love you so much. Okay, so then you leave, right? And what is the time frame and what is the process to coming up with your own business?
So it wasn't too long after, primarily because I had used a lot of my savings. And I was just post-COVID. So we are 2022, a few years out of COVID. I had used quite a bit of my savings during COVID because Earth stopped rotating essentially. And I was like, okay, I need to get back to work. And I was interviewing for so many really well-known companies and getting to final rounds. And then they would hit me with, so the position only pays this amount of money. And I'm like, guys, I'm 30K up from that. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, I can't go back that far. And for some people, they were like, well, just take it just for something. But that's a waste of everybody's time. If I'm going to take a job and be there just to coast, I might as well just hold off on my own. And I remember distinctly one of the last interviews, we were on vacation. And I stopped what I was doing on vacation to go take that interview. And the interviewer basically played me during the interview because they had stuff going on and they were like, okay, we know you're waiting, but can we push it for later on today or even tomorrow? I'm like, I've literally been waiting for the last hour and a half, like prepared, stop my vacation to have this interview. And that's when I was like, no, there's got to be a better way. And literally on my vacation coming back, I was like, I'm going to start a company where I can be able to provide working opportunities for people in my community and not screw people over and like get back to work. I'm just going to start a cleaning company. I literally just started like that.
Did you ever do cleaning before?
Never.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't the cleanest person like back then. I'm not saying I lived in a pigsty. I just, I worked all day long. I didn't have no time to be cleaning. But I knew how to clean. I have attention to detail. I know how to like definitely scrub and stuff.
That seems out of nowhere though.
It was a bit out of nowhere, but the relationship of working, putting people to work, and a service that I know needs a lot of work in.
Okay. And there's always a need for it.
There's always a need for it.
You can't get AI to clean your home or your office.
Okay. So that whole bullshit, AI is going to take over your jobs. Yeah, AI is not cleaning your toilet. I'm sorry. So, but let's make it something that people want to do. Let's make it a job and a company that people want to work at and go to. Let's make it an amazing service that people want to come back to us all the time.
I love it.
And that's basically how it started.
Okay. When I think about cleaning services, and most people probably too, right? Not quote glamorous. You are, I look at you and you have it all together, right?
Thanks.
And what it reminds me of too is the movie Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez, which I don't know if you like that.
From the Bronx.
Yeah, if you like that comparison or not. But I also grew up in a family where everybody treats the janitor the same as they treat the principal. I can imagine, because the world is just filled with unkind people, when you go from corporate to cleaning, is there a difference in how people treated you or treat you?
1,000%.
Yeah.
There was, unfortunately. And I kind of knew that going in. I think the biggest shock for me, because in the very beginning, it was hard finding employees. I'm like starting the company. I did majority of all the cleanings and I would bring people with me. And, I really, now at this point in the venture, I'm no longer cleaning, and if I do clean, it's because like emergency, like somebody tire blew on the way there. And I'm like, you know what, I can be able to go and handle it. I'll go do it myself. I'm close enough or something like that. But I don't clean anymore. But in the very beginning I did. And oftentimes they'd be like, how'd you get started? You're doing this now? And then there was a couple people like, you're too pretty to be cleaning. And I'm like, in the end of the day, I have to support my family.
Right.
I don't care if I have to scrub a toilet or whatever.
There's plenty of pretty people at home that scrub their own toilets.
Okay. I mean, my main thing is I have to make sure that I have food to eat. And I have to make sure that as I'm growing, because I knew I had a long-term vision for this, that I can be able to start implementing systems and processes that are repeatable and I can scale using it, right? So I didn't care, what people had to say. People look at me and be like, you carry all this stuff. Why do you do this? How did you get into that? Don't worry about why I got into it. Know that I'm doing an excellent job and I'm able to repeat that and train my team to be able to do it too.
And you're able to do a service that people need
don't want to do and need it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're have a disability where you can't.
Yeah.
So anybody that's ever has anybody in the service industry come into your home or business, treat them with respect and kindness because they're doing the jobs most of the time that you don't want to do or you can't do sometimes.
I say that a lot, and I've said it on other episodes before. I was service industry based as far as like restaurants, and it's just brutal sometimes. And it's like to the dumbest things, like sitting there and chopping lemons. And like I remember distinctly working at Applebee's, slicing lemons for the drink station, and I said to myself, I'm like, I don't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
But when you get really good nights in the restaurant industry, especially when you're in college or whatever, and you're counting your tip money, you're like, all right, I'll do it for a little while longer, because there's the payoff. And what I love too about any business that somebody owns is there's a need for anything. And it could be whether it's super prestigious or glamorous, or whether it's just the things that other people don't have time to do, like you said, cannot do or don't want to do. There's a need for that service. It doesn't matter what somebody attributes is glamorous or prestigious, like I said. So I think it's fantastic to knowing you and your personality. I love you even more because you're like, this is my business, this is a service, and like people need it.
People need it.
You know,
And they want it. And, you know, I think the key with that is like making sure that if you're going to provide that service, be the best.
right.
Do it phenomenally.
Exactly.
Right? I take time. Like yesterday, I had an all hands on deck training. I brought everybody into the office and said, listen, these are our reviews. This is what we've been getting as feedback. Majority of it is good, but there's always room for opportunity of growth. And I just finished, you know, I don't want to say drilling or like, you know, yelling at anybody, but like having a stern conversation. In order for us to grow, in order for you guys to be able to get more business, in order for the company to be able to expand, in order for me to be able to pay out bonuses, in order for XYZ to happen, we have to have our floor, our bare minimum be excellence.
Love it. Ugh. I feel like you need to be like on a commercial. Like, oh my goodness! All
That's
right.
like the highest form.
No, really. I mean, it's really amazing to me. And I love that you have taken just years of, I just think it's personality based. I really just think people are born with certain characteristics and traits. I could tell that you are one of them. I know the way that you were raised, like makes you this like confident, get shit done kind of gal, which I love about you. But I just think a lot of it is personality based too. So when you're going through your day to day, whether it is motherhood, entrepreneurship, what are like the positive like daily habits that you really try every day to just keep you firing at your best, whether it's the mom side or the business side or even the wife side?
All right, first thing first, we got to give it up to God. Like that is the first thing first. I know that sounds a little cliche because I feel like I hear that on like different stuff all the time, but really it's like, it's gratitude and being grateful that I get up again. I'm awake again. I get to be able to spend time with my friends and family again. I get to do this again, you know? So we're just showing gratitude, thanking the Lord above. And then the next thing we're doing is, you know, not rushing into anything too crazy. We know we already planned the night before. So it's a little bit of pre-planning from the day before, a couple of days before, what's happening next. But, you know, going into, yes, making the coffee, taking my medication, having, you know, checking the email, and then that's it. So, and then off, I think I mentioned before, I'm like a really big Orange Theory person. That's kind of like my religion for a long time. So recently, just because of work, you know, I was at that 7:15 class every day or many days of the week. So I'd get my hour workout done, and then get into the field. Like,
Just sets you up for success.
just sets me up. You know, if you have those repetitive good habits, it allows you to be able to have success for the long term.
And like those non-negotiable things that you know, and everybody's is different. So I spoke about this on different episodes to Dave Regina, No Snooze podcast. He has like we're working together on a variety of things, but I basically asked for his help for nutrition and fitness for both me and my husband. Because in my mind, I know what I need to do to eat well and to be more fit and to have more energy, but I just wasn't doing it for years. And basically I would wake up, especially with a young kid at home, you wake up and you try to get a bunch of work done before they wake up themselves, and it's questions and needs and all that stuff. And I just was not, I was convincing myself that I was being productive by waking up at like 5, 6 o'clock and working. But then I would just sit there and work all day long. And I gained like 30, 40 pounds in 2 years because I was not moving my body. So I was very productive on the work side. I wrote 2 books. I published 2 books. I've done a ton of events, like productive.
Yeah.
But like my body was failing me.
Yeah.
Or I was failing my body, to be more accurate. And the more that I've taken on, so started podcasting, I now have like a full-time remote job in order to help financially because my book side is going well, but like we're still struggling. It's like still those first few years of trying to really make that switch. So I took on an extra job and I'm like, I need to be operating at my best to have the most energy in the day, to be as less stressed as possible. A change has to happen.
Yes.
So when I asked, we were on the phone for something unrelated, and I said, just before you get off the phone, give me 3 things that you would tell me to like focus on the next 2 weeks so that I could start a weight loss, like jumpstart a weight loss. Okay. And he said, he's like, if you're really serious, I'll make you an entire plan. And I'm like, yes, I am really serious. So
That's
he did
awesome.
it for both my husband and I. And like, you know, it's like we say all the time, it's value exchange. I'm helping him. He has a book coming out. But the purpose of all of that is to say that was 6 weeks ago. I've lost, I think, 18 pounds now. Yeah, I wake amazing. Up and I don't love working out in the morning, but I know if I don't do it, it doesn't get done.
It doesn't get done. It has to be in the morning.
Yes.
The few times I go to the gym at night or in the evening, it's not my best.
No.
And something like that, like for me, I was in corporate America and I wasn't working out. Right, I gained a ton of weight. I went from I blew up. I think I gained like almost 30 pounds by the time I, started when I first started the company, and I was like, this is not who I am. I'm used to being like, not the skinniest girl, but like fit thick, just feeling good, like just curves in the right spot, not so much tummy and everything. And I was like, we got to get this together. And I had seen a girl that she was posting her results or her workout results from Orange Theory, and I was like, that seems interesting. That seems cool. And I just got hooked right away. And I'm not saying that like you have to do Orange Theory, but it's the repetitive action of doing something for yourself.
Yes.
Because in the end of the day, kind of what you were just mentioning before, your book did really well. You started, launching your career and your business really well, but then everything else took a back burner. But it should be reverse.
Right.
You should be putting yourself first so that you can flourish in all those other avenues of your life, and you put yourself first. It's like the same concept of like when you're on the airplane, you have to put the mask on yourself first before you help anybody else, because you really genuinely can't if you're burnt out.
Right.
And you have to take care of your health. So I have scaled back. I was doing and I know it's going to be like a lot of fitness people to be like, oh my God, I was doing like Orange Theory for like 5-6 days a week. And that's a lot. I've learned that's a lot. But I, bring it down to like 2 to 3 times a week and then focus on the nutrition.
Yeah.
But you got to also remember in the very beginning, I was cleaning. So I was lifting those heavy vacuums and I was bringing the buckets and all this stuff. I needed to be working out, and I needed that mental clarity of 1 hour. That's the 1 hour I don't think. It's the 1 hour. I got to make decisions for everybody and everything, right? Business, home, whatever. It's the 1 hour. I just show up. I listen to the instructor. I watch the screen. I do what I got to do, sweat it out, and I get going. And it's amazing.
Yeah. Oof. When I think about, you can get really upset with yourself because you're like, I gained 30 pounds. And I started to realize like I did not look forward to like getting in the shower and getting dressed anymore. And like I'm a big like picture person. I love being in pictures. Was not excited to take
so well.
pictures.
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'm always the picture taker. I'm always like, let's take and I realized in the last year or so, like I'm in a whole lot less pictures than I was ever in before. And not from just like an aesthetic, like look at me side, but just feeling confident in myself.
Yeah.
And ever since like the last 6 weeks, like I'm like, I'm going to get in the shower, have a bunch of clothes. And I finally broke down. This was actually funny. I spent hundreds of dollars on large clothes, like bigger size clothes than I normally am. I'm normally like an extra large. So I went into like the double X and the 18s and the 20s, which is not me at my best at all. And I bought hundreds of dollars of those clothes, and I hated all of them. They fit me. But
it wasn't you.
It was not
me. It wasn't speaking to you.
No.
Yeah.
And like even like sitting, like I have a tank top on now, and like, I still like, I look at my arms and like they're okay. Like I don't really focus on the things I don't like about myself. I focus on the good things. But like I feel better enough to be sitting here in this, whereas even a month ago I didn't feel that good.
I feel you on that.
And like you just project on every like level of your life better and I stopped drinking too, which I miss a cocktail here and there. But to be honest, I said this to a bunch of people too. I don't know if you can relate to this. When you're drinking and when you get even mildly inconvenienced throughout the day, you're like, I cannot wait to have XYZ later. Yeah. When you know that you can or you're not supposed to, you really learn to just like deal with your emotion as it happens instead of waiting for, and everybody has a different vice, right? It could be cigarette, it could be weed, it could be drinking, it could be food. A lot of years I did that. So I kind of love I feel stronger in that I deal with the inconvenience or the stress as it happens. Yeah. And I don't just put it off for something else that's going to temporarily fix it, but it's not going to fix, underneath.
I hear you. I stopped drinking at one point. I do drink occasionally now. Right. But about a year and a half ago, I didn't drink for a whole year. Yeah. And it was all because I just wanted to just not drink. Like, let's just try not drinking. Let's just try being healthy. more water, and it made a tremendous
You sleep
impact.
better?
I was sleeping better.
Yeah.
My acne cleared up. I was having a lot of cystic acne because of the stress from work, and I'm pretty sure the sugar from the alcohol wasn't
Right.
happening, and my hormones were all crazy, and like it just helps a lot. It makes a big difference. So kudos to you.
Thank you, Dave, Regina, and Jay Bellateri, my husband, for being my partners along that process. But yeah, it's amazing when you just make changes for yourself, because everything else just follows suit. A big thing that I have it written here. As a business owner, we go through ups and downs, right? One day we feel like we're on top of the world and like, oh shit, I created this business. I'm doing great, making money, doing whatever. And then it could be the next day. You're like, this is terrible for any reason. It could be a really bad interaction with a client, any of that. Maybe it's balancing the motherhood, the house life with work life. And you're like, how am I going to get all this stuff done? I assume that happens to you, but when those things happen, how do you pull yourself out of like that negative headspace?
So 1000% that happens to me. I mean, there have been plenty of times, and especially this year, year 2 we're almost year 3. September makes 3 years for us. There is definitely moments as I have been pulling myself out from being in the field, it's really been the challenge, right? Because I'm giving up that control to other people and training them. And I am type A, like that boy that I used to date that didn't want me to be, but I am. And I want people to do things a certain way. Just why we create systems and processes. And, in the very beginning of the year was like, oh, I'll just do it myself. I had to stop myself from doing that. But with that came all of a sudden, oh my God, like they're doing it this way. I told them to do it this way. Oh my God. And at one point I was like, if somebody offered me a really good number, I'd probably take it to sell the business. And I knew that wasn't right. I said it to Kevin, I said it to my husband, and I was like, but as I said it, I was like, that's not really what my heart says. Okay. My heart really says to see this through, to grow it more. And those are just the frustrating moments where you're like, oh, okay, let's just sell the company and start something else. I can use my skills into something else. But then my core mission is gone, which is providing work opportunities to people in my community. If I can't provide work opportunities to people in my community, then who's going to do it? Mm-hmm. So, and provide excellent service at that, right? So I focus on ways I get out of this is I focus on what is our core mission? What is the why? Right? What's my why? My personal why is to be able to buy back my time and my freedom so I can be able to spend it with my family, go on vacations, see my son pay for his college, not have the financial strains that I did when I went into college, right? But the company's why and our mission is to be able to provide work opportunities so that they can be able to complete their goals too. So as long as I keep up with that and I lead with that and I lead with love and from my heart, those are the things I do to be able to say, all right, we shall prevail. It's just a bad day. And also remember, and I think a lot of people do this, they have one bad day and they think it's always bad. It's just that one day. Every day is not bad like that because I'm smiling most of the days.
I was going to say, too, you could go into business doing something else and the same thing will still happen.
Same thing or worse.
Yeah. Yes. Employing people, giving them the opportunities, but also then you have the hardship when you're the owner and everything lands on your plate. Mm-hmm. You have certain freedoms and flexibilities that come with the owners while also balancing the intense stress that comes with the owner. Mm-hmm. So it is easier in certain regards when you're an employee and you go to work, you show up, you get your pay, right? Mm-hmm. Like I do miss that when you just get every 2 weeks, you get a paycheck and it's stability.
Yeah.
But there is not that much flexibility and freedom with it, right? So as the business owner, I love that part the best. And it's worth the trade-off for me of the stress. And you never really fully turn off, like unless you're sitting there forcing yourself to put your phone away. Mm-hmm. So you have that stress that's always sort of living with you. But the balance to the stress is the extreme highs that come with it. Like whenever I'm driving down here for podcasts, I kind of like, oh my God, this is far. Like, where is this going? Do I think I'm going to be a talk show host? Like, what is the point of me doing this? Like, I get like 5 minutes. I would love to be a talk show host.
That'd be amazing.
I get like 5 minutes of like, what the fuck are you doing, Mary?
Yeah.
And I don't stay in negative headspaces for very long.
You got to get out of that.
I do.
The quicker you get out of that, the better your life will be.
Yeah. And that's I grew up like that. And then like I get here and I just, I randomly like roll through very kind comments from anybody, like any guest who's been here, the people who send me random messages. and you focus on those things, and it pulls you out of those negative holes too. And you're like, all right, even if I impacted like 10 people's lives from people who have watched episodes, or they felt less alone in that moment, or maybe they're like, hey, I really want to start a business. How the fuck do I do that?
Yeah.
But by listening to all these different people that I'm having interviews with, like, again, I don't have thousands of subscribers yet, but I hope one day I do.
Yeah.
And you just keep impacting more people with your own story. And I think that's the most beautiful part of the entire thing. And exactly what you were saying, like, it's your business, but you're giving other people the opportunity to shine in their own right and have the opportunities to support their own families.
Absolutely. That's all. I mean, in the end of the day, I'm a servant to God. I want to make sure if I'm able to be a servant to my community, I can, because those are the people that get to be able to live a fruitful life in the long term. I want to be able to provide back. I don't want to be selfish. I die alone, but I'd rather die knowing that I did something positive, and this is how I could be able to do that right now.
Now it's another question, but you know, you're a successful business owner, wife and mom. Do you feel like you found your purpose? And I think it's very evident that you have.
I think with the cleaning company, it's just the beginning of me really finding my purpose. Okay. My purpose, and I've always known this because even like when I was in high school, I used to be in like an entrepreneurship club, and I was in college, I was like the director of an entrepreneurship thing there too. But I think really my purpose is to be able to give people, whoever that may be, the opportunity, some way, shape, or form, to be able to better their lives. Because I was given some opportunities, and it completely changed my life, and it changed my outlook and how I look at things and how I want to approach things. And it's all about giving back.
I think it's actually more impactful when I don't know somebody personally, but like I knew I loved you from when I met you, and like I said, vibes are just there, right? So I'm a pretty good intuition person. Like bringing somebody on that I don't know anything about and I have no vibes with one way or the other, like that would be very difficult if I don't know anything about you. Yeah. But we follow each other, we support each other on Instagram, social media. We've seen each other a bunch of times. And I don't think that this could have gone better as far as a conversation. And I just really believe in everything that you're saying and that you're doing. And I just think that you're wonderful.
Thank you so much.
The last question before our lightning round is I feel that you have a little bit of like a never enough mentality. Like I think you're going to be a person who like, okay, I did this. Like what else next? Can I do? So that's my question. Like, is there something next? Is there more that you look to do in the future?
Absolutely. I mean, I literally rewrite my business plan like on a monthly, weekly basis. I definitely am one of those that like start big and scale it in, and then sometimes bring it back out and scale it back in. In regards to my goals and objectives and, just trying to make sure I'm hitting certain benchmarks. So, yeah, I mean, as far as what we're trying to do, what I'm trying to do is just expand Evie's Cleaners. We do business in New York and New Jersey. Legally, we're able to actually do business in those two areas, expand that out, hopefully to other territories, and then even, a new business where I can be able to provide other working opportunities in a different area, whether it's, like a subcategory of Evie's Cleaners or even something totally different. I have a bazillion ideas.
Awesome.
I'm constantly jotting down and thinking about and, thinking, okay, can I get potential like small business funding for something like that? But what would the impact really be? Would it really make a difference? Could I? And yeah, my brain is constantly spiraling, thinking about different amazing things I could potentially be able to do. So hopefully keep tuned, maybe 2026. You might see something of like a part 2 or something else happening.
I love it.
Part B or part A of Evie's Cleaners. That'd be really awesome.
I believe in it wholeheartedly just from this conversation. And I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So that's just like, I hate the term boss babe because I just think you're a boss, but it doesn't have to be attached to the babe. But that was all great, especially for the small business entrepreneurship. So lightning round is a new favorite. It's just like the most random things, like I said at the end of part 1. And it's just it's like what do I call it? It's like a little come down from like our serious chatter. It wasn't that serious. So it's just super quick, whatever comes to mind. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Lightning round with Yvette Peguero. Okay. If you had to pick good hair day or good makeup day?
Good makeup day.
Dress up or dress down?
Dress up, all the way up.
Margarita or mojito?
Margarita, baby.
Rice or pasta?
Rice.
Coquito or eggnog?
Coquito. I'm fucking Puerto Rican. Let's go.
My husband actually gave me that one. I'm like, I know her answer to this. I was telling him this morning, I'm like, babe, I need help with lightning round. So, and he works with a lot of Latinas. So he was coming up with plantains or tostones.
Oh, tostones.
Yeah. French fries or yuca fries? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love yuca, but French fry,
texture.
it's a different texture, but I mean, there's really nothing better than like McDonald's French fry guy.
Love it. Marina loves McDonald's
You know
French
what
fries.
I mean? Like, let's give it up for the GOAT.
Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic?
Lodo, the same, the two of them.
Okay.
Got love for both of them.
Hot weather, cold weather?
Hot.
Favorite spot to vacation?
Oh, probably, honestly, I'm simple. Like Miami. I'm cool with that.
Guilty pleasure song?
Toxic by Britney Spears.
Oh, I would not have guessed that.
Shout
That's
out to
a
Britney.
good one.
Free Britney. I know she free. We got her free. So I mean, that's who I grew up with, right? That was like
me
that
too.
era.
Yeah. All right. So I did mention this before, but do you love or hate Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez?
I love it. I genuinely love like most J-Lo movies.
I love her movies too.
I love
she gets
her
a lot of
movies.
hate for,
I know.
I guess, whatever other stuff.
I just watched that movie's second act the other day. I was like, this is so good. I love her.
And they don't make that many good movies like
They
that
don't.
anymore.
I'm a rom-com girl.
Me
so
too.
like that she's like rom-com. That's
Yes.
her genre. So like it's automatically like When Harry Met Sally, like that's my jam, you know,
Yeah.
so it's all relative.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Okay, I'm really feeling Pedro Pascal right now.
Oh my God, my cousin is obsessed with
But
him.
he's like cute, man. I don't know. Something
It's
about
a personality thing. She sends me pictures and I'm like, Leah, you are not going to change my mind that this man does not do it for me. She sends me every post known to man that's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's not my celebrity crush. He's your celebrity
He wouldn't normally be. I think it's the vibe. It's the aura. He kind of gives off like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm like, oh, you rich? You want to take me out? Like, I don't know. Like, you could take care of
I
me.
might feel differently if I was around him in person, but like she sends me the Instagram things. I'm like, no, it's still a no for me.
Yeah. No. Then who's yours?
Right now, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan.
Oh, he's hot too.
I really think he'd be a little bit too quirky for me in real life. But if I could just sit there and look at him, I'd be very happy. And I also just love violent men who can like kill people with like their bare hands. I don't know why.
See, I feel like with like Pedro Pascal, like he, you know, he's like good looking. He's a little rugged. He probably could fight you, but he's like
You never really know what you're gonna get
You never
with him.
really. I feel like he's also like sensitive.
He's well rounded.
Yeah.
I get it. All right.
I don't know. He get it.
Backyard party or restaurant party?
Backyard party. We just had a backyard party for my son's graduation. Yeah,
All the vibes.
all the vibes.
Messy but clean or dirty and organized?
Messy but clean.
Yes, obviously. Worst room to clean?
Toilets, bathrooms.
Agreed. Do you judge the cleanliness of friends and family homes?
Only of friends and families.
Okay.
Only of friends and family.
Not
of
of
customers.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know I don't know. It's like actually a hard distinct line where I'm like, they pay for the service. I know they're getting it done. But if you are like my sister or my
Where's the sister?
my sister's in Florida, but like if you're like anybody I know, and I'm sitting here and I go to your house and I see something, I'm like, get it together.
Get it together. You know I do this for a living. How clean is your house right now?
Right now, because we just had the backyard party, my shit is sparkling clean.
All right, very good, very good. And would you ever hire your own house cleaner?
I have.
You have? Okay.
Yeah, I needed to when we first moved into the house. Right in the beginning of the business, I moved back into the house that we have. We have a family house, and I was like, I can't do this by myself. So I told the crew to come over, and I paid them for the time. It was a paid gig, of course, and I had it done professionally, so that way I can be able to then focus on other things the same way, just like
Other
everybody
people,
else
and that's
does.
exactly. And I never got back to this, so real quick, I only have 2 questions left. One, the main one that I ask at the end, but for people who listen, who've always sort of wanted or needed a cleaner, but they're like, how do I trust somebody to come into my house? What would you tell them? Because my person was referred from somebody that Jay knows at work, and she raved about her. And for whatever reason, I just knew from 3 seconds of knowing her. I'm like, I could have jewelry and nothing would happen to it. Like, you just know.
That's the
But if
key.
you're hiring somebody new, how do you get past that?
So when you're hiring, I'm going to break it up into 2. So when you're hiring like an individual, like a housekeeper or house manager, right, you want those kind of vibes, right? Like you mentioned before, like you can tell this person is truly professional. You can tell they've had really good references. So treat it like a job, right? If you're hiring an individual, get their references. If you're able to, spend a few dollars on a background check system, do it. People are people, but most people are good. So you want to just do your due diligence and making sure that you're finding the right person for your home, and also have that conversation of what your expectations are and truly understand and hear them if they say, yes, I can meet that expectation or not. Because there's a lot of times that people, and just like any job, they might be like, oh, I can do it all. And then they fall short and you're sitting there like, this person just wasn't good. They couldn't get it. Or were your expectations and realities just misaligned, right? So truly like hear people and listen and, give them a chance to do a working interview and, see how it works for a couple times before bringing them on board in them full time, let's say. When it comes to a company like Evie's Cleaners, reviews are important.
Okay.
If you have any questions, you should be able to always call into the company and ask questions, speak with somebody, whether it's a customer service rep, a sales rep. For me, sometimes you actually get me on the phone so you can ask the owner directly. Ask a ton of questions. What kind of products do you bring in? What is your cleaning methodology? Where do you guys normally start? How did you get started? Are you insured? Insurance is a huge thing, even for individuals. Cleaners, they must be insured. There's so many people that are cleaning that are not insured, and then if something happens to them or happens to you or happens to your things, tough shit. Like that's on you. But if you're working with an insured cleaning company or an insured cleaning person, you have that protection, right? Just the same way as you would have car insurance. It's not with the intention you're going to get in a car accident. It's for the fact that if you did, you'd have something to be able to support you at a low cost, right? And I would say those are the main things. Like, and get to know them. Like as a cleaning business owner, I don't answer the phone and be like, this is the owner. No, I just answer the phone. I talk to people and I have a normal conversation. And I tell people whenever I'm following up on leads or anything like that, I'd say right from the beginning, I want to know a little bit more about what you're looking for to make sure that I can be able to service you the best of my ability. And if I can't, I'm going to let you know.
Good.
Be honest.
Well,
with
a lot of people are not like that, but
you got to let people know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This has been a fantastic conversation. So at the end of everything, basically life actually came from my whole thought process of we all had a vision of what we thought life would be, and then life actually happens. When you're 80 and you look back at your life, what is the biggest thing that you want to see, either as an accomplishment or, anything, everything as a whole? What do you want that to look like?
I would love to have a life where I look back and see that I have developed and created different opportunities for people, whether it's on a volunteer basis, whether it's on, a paid income basis, like with work opportunities. We made some kind of positive impact to Earth somehow, even on a small scale, or if we're able to scale it to a bigger size. And I would love to see my family thrive, like my own family that, we have. Like my son thriving, maybe he's, if he's married or in a committed relationship. And I would love to see the people closest around me have great confidence in themselves and know that at some point of their life, maybe for even just a sliver, I was able to help them in some kind of way. That will give me great fulfillment and joy.
Well, you impacted me from a rooftop. And just really, truly with your smile, your personality. And I will keep saying it. You're just confident, but very approachable and genuine. And if I lived down here, I would hire Evie's Cleaners in an instant. And I hope anybody watching or listening that's Westchester, New Jersey, like wherever.
Yep, New York City. So we support all the New York City tri-state area and parts of New Jersey. So like Edgewater, Weehawken, Jersey City, we can go out to there, and you just never know where we might go next.
All right. And then for anybody listening and watching, where can they find you? Or if they wanted to contact you, where's the best place to do so?
So absolutely visit us at www.eviescleaners.com. You can give us a ring at 914-506-5700. And on all social media, we are at Evie's Cleaners.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I really think you're a wonderful human being.
Thank you. I think the same of you, to be honest. I think this is amazing. I think the setup here, your crew here. Thank you so much for having me.
Shout out, Claudio. Kai Visions, as always, our fabulous studio here. And everybody also always is like, where do you record your podcast? And I'm like, let me tell you. I put it everywhere. I guess they don't see the links or whatever.
It's beautiful here, and it's been so welcoming. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. Guys, and I have another interview, right? We do 2 interviews here one day. Erica Soto is coming up next. So whenever you're watching this one, next week will be Enjoy Erica Art Studio. So thank you for tuning in with Yvette Peguero.
Thank
And
you.
we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, follow the full journey on social media at the handle mary.bell.books. And if you have need for audio-visual content creation and recording services, Cayi Visions is located in Stamford, Connecticut, and can also be found on Instagram at CAYI Visions.